What's going on, everybody? Um, Today is April 8th, Wednesday. Trading is starting. I'm getting here marking up my charts, and today is one of those days that some could say is a stock picker's day because everything is green. But even though everything is green, ladies and gentlemen, it still doesn't mean you pick everything. And so I'm Lamont Tyson. One of the ways I earn income is day trading. If this is your first time finding me, hello, welcome. Please subscribe, like, see if you can learn something. And if you ever want to get a one-on-one to understand how I trade and what's been helping me be profitable, link is right there. You can get a one-on-one with me to go into the link calendar, and I'm using the prop firm trade the pool. And so there are several stocks I've highlighted today that if you want to trade, as long as you can wait for your A plus setup. And as you learn over time what an A plus setup is, you'll get it. So my opening rundown is AMD, NVIDIA, Amazon, Micron, AVGO, Google. Both of those two names had news yesterday, so keep an eye. Tesla, I always have SPY, and Palantir, with Palantir being probably the worst of the names I'm looking at, because Palantir they've been flopping here recently. And so I've been trying to mark the pre-market highs, and I always do that with this purple icon, pre-market highs, pre-market lows. I also like to have the high and low of the previous day, and I do that with orange. So that's it for AVGO. And as you can see, I got AMD, I'm watching, NVIDIA, I'm watching, Micron, I am watching, Amazon, I'm watching, but that chart doesn't look all that great to me. Palantir, I'm watching, but that chart looks bad too. AVGO got a little bit of action. We'll see what happens. And let me put Google on the chart, and then we'll start kind of figure out where we're going to move for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do not take any more trades prior to 9:50-ish because I like to wait and see what the relative volumes are of these names before I get into them. I want to know, where are the whales? Where are they driving and hunting at? My analogy, ladies and gentlemen, is we as retail traders, we're in a sailboat, and the whales, the market makers, and hedge fund managers, they are the Titanic. You want to be riding the wave behind the Titanic, or at the very least beside it. You don't want to get in front of it because it'll chop you up like the iceberg. So we're going to just see where they're going, then we'll ride with them and not behind them. And that's just going to be a process of elimination to actually help us better understand which stock is going to give us the most expected value based on how I like to trade. And that's something that you got to figure out based on how you like to trade too. All right, so let me get one more chart up here. I'm gonna get SPY on the list too, because I like to trade SPY. I don't know about y'all. I know when you're first breaking into the game, these big tech names, because they're so expensive per share, they create their own problems, just because you can't get a whole lot of shares. But once you get into a broker that gives you leverage, once you can afford it, depending upon how you like to trade, I like to trade clean. I tried the small cap thing. No thanks. Didn't work for me. And so I stuck with what I knew because I come from a background of trading options. And I just I got into a situation with Hollywood where I got into a little bit of debt and I needed to clear out the debt. And day trading gives you a little bit more opportunity to grow, so to speak. So my chart is marked up. Now we patiently wait. We patiently wait to see what's going to give us a clean setup for what we like to trade. And I didn't put Tesla on the list. Did I put Google? Yeah, I got Google, got AVGO, got those. I got Micron. Only thing I don't have up here is Tesla. And honestly, I'm not all that big of a fan of trading Tesla nowadays. I used to love to trade Tesla when I was doing options, but I'm not a big fan of trading it now. And so we'll just wait and see what happens and just let things set up. Don't chase it. Just watch it. We're just watching. And I do my first relative volume check at about 9:40. and I start, ranking these, and then I come back at 9:45. I set an opening range high at the 15-minute mark, and then I check relative volume again at 9:50, and that's when I start determining which stock is going to give me the absolute best setup to trade based on what I like to see. I like to see positive CVD. I like to see the second green candle return volume of, let's say, 30% within the first 2 minutes. And if I want to be extra sure, I wait to a third green in a row candle, and I wait for them to show me volume return of the previous candle at 50%. And I don't like my RSI much above 68, depending upon unless it's continuation. And then even then, I'm not taking a whole lot of share size. And in terms of share size, for me, what determines how much risk I'm willing to take day to day is the VIX. If the VIX is minus 3.5 or lower, that's max shares for me, max shares. Anything higher than minus 3.5 is going to be half shares to a quarter shares. And if we go check the VIX right now, the VIX is minus 22, ladies and gentlemen. So that is full share size on any stock that gives me my setup. Any one of them. Any one of them. And so I am prepared. We're going to see what we can get. We're going to be patient. Patience wins in stocks, and keeping your heart rate calm. So let me do my breathing exercises real quick. Let me do my Martin Lawrence woosah. 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 You want to make sure you're nice and calm when you get ready to take trades. You want to make sure you've got great expected value when you take a trade. And like I said, I try not to break my rules. Every now and then there's an opportunity where you can, but on a day like today, just stick to the rules because you're going to get an opportunity. Today is going to give you an opportunity. You just got to be patient. And things that I got to work on, I'm pretty good about finding the right stock to trade, and I've been pretty bad about executing for maximum profit, meaning that I like to get in, get green, but I've been scaling out too much, and then I haven't been trusting my runner by placing the stop properly. Today looks like it might give me an opportunity to do all those things the correct way, and I'll be able to have it right here, record it. You can all see it. I can go back and see it. I use my YouTube for stocks as a way to go back and press the button to see how I was doing with my trade, see where things went, see how I was behaving in real time. And I love to trade something called VWAP compression 9 reclaim, along with having stops with the ORB. That's what I like to trade. And so I love seeing these things where they are, the 9 EMA is going down and getting ready to come up. Another thing I don't do, ladies and gentlemen, when I take a trade, I'm only trading if that 9 EMA is pointing up, not sideways, not down, pointing up. I need every single confirmation I can get my grubby hands on, my grubby stock-loving hands on. I need every confirmation. All right, so we see what's going on. I told y'all that Palantir, man. Ugh. AVGO is making a push. And by the way, AVGO and Google had news yesterday because there's a partnership. So we might get some action on those. And right now, it looks like, folks, it looks like it's profit taking because we go over here and check. NQs is blowing up. ES is blowing up. VIX is still in the 20s. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of like all day hold. And if you come over here and look at the NQs, it's high positive CVD. And if you come over here and you look at the S&P futures, it's high positive CVD. And if you don't know what CVD means, cumulative volume delta, just basically who's aggressively buying or selling stocks. Are the buyers aggressively buying? If they are, that means you go for the long. Or sellers aggressively controlling it. That would be a negative CVD. And if you are a short seller, that gives you more comfort and confirmation to take a trade. All right. The tool I use to track relative volume for these mega cap names is something called Trade Ideas. It's one of the better ones on the marketplace. If you can't get that Bloom box, and I highly recommend you get this if you can't afford Bloom box, and who can really. So right now, leading the way in relative volume, we've got Micron 4.65, Meta, which didn't even make my list. I'll put it on the list. I don't like trading Meta because it's so big, but you know, you go where the money is at. So Meta has a 4.2. That might make the list. Excuse me. Google has a 4.43. That might make the list. Amazon has a 4.4. That might make the list. Oh man, AMD might get cut, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5. That ain't looking too promising. Nvidia is probably going to get cut. That's not looking too promising. Now, I like my relative volume by 950 to be 1.5 or better. If something is stronger than that, it's got to be due to a news catalyst. I like to go from a range of 1.5 to 3. And Tesla has a 3.85. And let me see what SPY is doing. SPY has a 4.18. Only two I got to check now is Palantir, which it looks like Palantir is going to get cut already. Not quite, but I'm pretty sure it will get cut. Only thing else I got left on my list is AVGo. Lamb Research made the list too, but Lamb Research, folks, it tends to fizzle away too quickly for me. But I'll put it up here. I'll put it up here anyway. And then the spread on Lamb Research is something I don't like. CoreWeave was on the list, but sometimes that one has a big spread. I'll put it on the list. It's got a pretty decent relative volume, so that makes the list. I'm looking for AVGo. AVGo, what do you got? AVGo is in the 4.4 range. So the things that have more than 4 today, the reason why they're doing that is because the news dropped that Trump, Taco Trump, might go ahead and have a deal done in 2 weeks. He announced that the ceasefire is in place, oil is dropping, rates were dropping, risk assets like Bitcoin was going up, and all that is great tailwinds for institutional names. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at institutional names. So let's see right now what's got everything I want. Not quite SPY, not quite Google, not quite AVGo. I'm just going to take Palantir off. Not quite Amazon. Micron is the closest, but I don't like those topping tails. Wow. As of right now, ladies and gentlemen, the sellers are killing everything. Let me go ahead and put Tesla on the list, even though I shudder to do it. Let's just be, we're traders, so we want to know, we want to make sure that we're covering all our bases. So TSLA, Tesla, even Tesla's getting hit. Now, what I want you all to understand, the way the market is going, folks, this is just nothing but profit taking. They are shaking out the noobs and people like me from back in the day that would take their asses in these stocks because you see them running up. You've seen the great pre-market that they had, and you would just run in here, euphoric. You got your little wee-wees high in the sky, and you would get chopped up. That's what's going on. And so just be patient. And that's why I said my system requires a certain level of patience. And what I'm doing right now is I'm marking the opening range highs. And I like to try to get in and get me some profit catching those because my expected value is in a good position in those places. All right. And then we'll just come back and see who's got the best setup and we'll run with it. But right now, this is a great setup. I'm just, man, no thanks on Palantir. I'm just get that on up out of here. I'm going to trade Palantir with CoreWeave. CRWV. All right. So I got room to grow with CoreWeave if it makes a comeback. All right. So we're just being patient. We're getting our charts ready for the action. And if you take a look at this, folks, all these stocks seem to be having the same pattern where they've broken out early and then they reverse back. And that's just profit taking, folks. That's profit taking. And let's see here. NVIDIA, all right. And AMD, I got you. Y'all are about the same spot. All right. Now, the patience game is here. We'll see what's going to start making the run back up. And when we get somewhere near that VWAP area, we'll be looking good. All right, now let me go ahead and check on, make sure the VIX is still holding, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way that VIX is going to reverse quickly enough that you don't have time to get in here and possibly hold a stock almost all day today. Now, on my list, Google had news yesterday, and so this might become a trade for me. I just got to see what this next candle does. And I would put my stop, if I was going to get into it, right about there at 318. I would say probably 318.20. And this thing has room to go back up to 322. A whole dollar ATR. That's good. That's not moving yet. That's not moving yet. Trying to move, but not moving fast enough. It's moving, but it hasn't gotten back to VWAP. NVIDIA is moving, and that's always a quality name you can trade as long as it's got the relative volume. So right now, my eyes is on Google, AMD, NVIDIA. It's just that NVIDIA's ATR is 52 cents. The market makers love to make money. And so that might not be enough cash flow for them. AMD's got a 92 range, but it's in control by the sellers. Buyers haven't taken over. Micron is still failing. Amazon hasn't turned around. CoreWeave, that 9 is ugly. Broadcom is ugly. Google is looking like it might be it, but it's looking ugly. SPY reverse. So, folks, this is why you just got to be patient. Got to be patient. The market makers are still taking profit, chopping people up. And I was one of these people they chopped up in year one. I'm telling y'all, just trust me. If you can be patient, this is about to set up to be a good trend day. You just got to be patient. Patient, patience, patience. No need to jump right now. Just sit back. If you're like me, you drink your sugar-free orange juice because you're cutting, trying to get them cuts for the sluts in the summertime. That's not really why I'm trying to get in shape. I just like to say it because people think it's funny. It's a lifetime thing for me. One of my names for this YouTube brand is Life Gains, and I want to be 100 years old and still can squat 300 pounds, go take a trip when I want to, still be youthful and vibrant, and trying to keep yourself fit is the best way to do that. Shout out to anybody that's new. Appreciate you coming through. Check the video description if you want to get a one-on-one with me and just kind of understand how I've come to this system, set it up. You do a one-on-one with me, I'll also send you a printout of my system, how I do it, and then you can always come back and follow me each and every day as I'm trading. Y'all better jump on me quick because I think I'm at that point where I'm starting to, my curve is going up. And I've made all the mistakes. Well, not all of them, but I mean, you never entirely get rid of making mistakes. But I made enough mistakes that I've been profitable at this point 6 straight months. And for 70 days, I picked the right stock to trade. but I only take 1 or 2 trades a day. That's all I need. And I want you to think about, if you could just take 1 or 2 trades a day, you're literally at your computer from maybe 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And just in that time frame, you made $250, $200, $300, $400 on your dime. And you can do that consistently every day. That's the beginnings of working on something that can take you away from your job. But it's not going to happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be patient. All right, here we go. So let's get these relative volume checks in while stocks are still trying to digest the early morning. So Broadcom is 2.93. You can work with that. CoreWeave is 2.45. You can work with that. Lam Research, fucker, 3.0. Golly, I told you, I just don't like it. I didn't even pull it on a chart. Now I'm going to have to. Let me see what the spread is, because this spread is ridiculous. I'm not pulling it up on the chart. I don't like to trade big spreads unless I'm swinging, and I'm not in a swing mode right now. Lam Research, the spread is about 30 cents, man. So it's Lam Research is off the list for me. Sorry. So I ain't even gonna pull up a chart for that. Lam Research is off the list. Now let's go to my tier 1 mega cap tech names. Micron is still a 3.35. I might be waiting on that one. Oh, oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. Micron is 2.7. 2.76 relative volume. Meta has a 2.7 relative volume. AMD has squeaked in there with a 1.66. Google has a 2.9, and it had news yesterday. Amazon 2.7. NVIDIA 1.98. Tesla 2.55. And where is good old trusty SPY? SPY is way down here. Where's SPY? SPY has a 2.82, and Palantir, which is probably about to get cut, I'm sure, because that has been a beat up stock. 1.65. I already done cut Palantir, so I'm just gonna automatically say I'm not trading that. But as of right now, folks, everything is tradable. It's just who's going to give you the best setup. And Google was offering the best setup. It's not right now. AVGO is not offering us anything. SPY is not offering us anything. Tesla is not offering us anything. CoreWeave is not offering us anything. Amazon is not giving us anything. Micron is not giving us anything. NVIDIA not giving us nothing. AMD is not giving us a damn thing. In this situation, ladies and gentlemen, you just got to be patient. You got to be patient. This is why so it would have been easy for me to get up this morning, and I tracked my stuff at 5:30, 7:30, then 9, and my little wee went straight to the moon, because I'm just like, oh man, the VIX is in a great territory for me to take risks. Everything's green. I'm jumping in. Yippee in the beginning. No. Don't work like that, folks. Patience, and keep checking to see who's got the relative volume that you need. So right now, it looks like AMD is probably going to get cut. Palantir is already cut. I ain't messing with that. Meta is doing decent. SPY is holding up. NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, and AVGO. I generally don't like taking Meta and Tesla. I really don't. I don't, man. because I don't like those spreads. But if it's got the biggest expected value, then you got to do what you got to do. So let me pull up Meta reluctantly. And we'll check relative volumes again in a minute to see who's cut itself off my list. Meta looks like all the other tech names. Everybody digested some of the early gains in tech. Go ahead and put that right there. Meta has almost a $2 ATR. It's at 600 with room to go to 608. Only problem for me with Meta at that share size, about let's just round up to $610. I have a chart so I can keep up with. I have $200,000 in buying power, and so I have me a chart size so that I don't have to like do the math in my head real quick because I'm trying to make fast decisions. At $600, the max share of the Meta I could get is 333 shares. If it's a $700 stock, I can get 285. $500 stock, 400. $400 stock, 500. $300 stock, 666. And of course, if it's 200, I can get 1,000 shares. And when you have names that can make this big of a run, it doesn't hurt to, not take a lot of shares and just let it run. That has been a mistake I keep making. I won't let my runners run. And today is a time to let the runners run, because this thing will come back. This thing will come back. It's just you keep being patient. Keep checking the VIX. The VIX is still double digits. We're in the 2% range for NQs and ES. Gas is still highly negative. Bonds are still negative. The only thing that's a little scary is Bitcoin, which is a risk asset. That's negative too. But in this situation, no matter what the tailwinds say, you still got to watch the chart. So I'm watching the chart. Just watching the chart. Waiting to see what's going to get back up to VWAP. Then we see what's going on there and we strike. And we strike. Not only do we strike, but we keep eliminating names based on relative volume. So in 2 more minutes, I'm going to check relative volume again and see who gets eliminated again. Oh, man. All right, forgive me. I'm texting the situation with my babies, my children. Nothing crazy, just location situation. The reason why I'm doing stop trading and fighting as hard as I can to be super profitable, man, y'all want to know something? This foolish Lamb research is actually doing well, and I don't want to trade it. The spread right now is 20 cents. I might have to put it back on the chart. I might have to. You got to be smart. If it got enough room for great expected value, you take it. LRCX, Lamb Research. See, look at that. Look at that. Damn it. And it's got $1 ATR. Damn it. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. If this is a continuation setup, because of where I would have to get in, I just would not be taking full shares on this thing. That's it. And maybe it'll give me an opportunity to come back. All right, 10 o'clock. Let's go check this list again. Palantir is done, which I already told you I wasn't going to trade it anyway. So goodbye, Palantir. Tesla. Damn it. Damn you, Tesla. Tesla is still holding a 2.15. So got to keep it. SPY is still holding 2.27. Got to keep it. NVIDIA's probably gone. No, NVIDIA's holding 1.66. AMD is probably gone. Yep. For how I trade, AMD is off the list. So let me go ahead and clip its wings. All right. Amazon is hanging in there. 2.27. That's actually pretty good for Amazon, to be honest with you. Micron is still a 2.18. That's good news. And Google, 2.45. Shaping up to possibly be a Google day. 2.45. And Meta is 2.34. And that's all from that page. Now I got to go check AVGo and CoreWeave. So let's see here. CoreWeave 1.86, but I'm not a fan. We've got too many other names that are in the twos, so I'm just not even going to touch CoreWeave. AVGo 2.34. All right. So now let's just go see whose chart is adding up with participation. It's definitely not NVIDIA. We might be getting some action from Micron. Micron has just been on a tear anyway, ladies and gentlemen. It has been on a tear. Amazon. Yep, see, that's CoreWeave. Goodbye. AVGo. Google. SPY. This is why you keep SPY on your list. Tesla. Meta. Lam Research. Damn. Just damn. Just damn. Wow. Well, people, this might be a no trade day because nothing has made its reverse yet. Or let me change that. Or this is a day I got to sit around till like noon before the reverse comes. Because this is a long period of profit taking. And what's going on with the VIX? Are we still good? We're still good on the VIX. That means that the markets are still willing to put on risk. ES, NQ both are holding 2% or better. So rates are still negative. Gas is still negative. Folks, it doesn't get much better than this for someone who likes to trade long like I do. Doesn't get much better. So we just got to sit here, be patient, and when the opportunity comes, we pounce. But for now, we stay patient. Some of you guys leave me some comments. Let me know how you trade, what you've been trading, what are you trading, how long you've been trading, and how can I follow you somewhere? You know, I'm trying to build up my own squad too. And so I would love to follow some of you guys. And We can help each other because trading can become a lonely endeavor, very lonely. And having a squad to talk to helps the abilities. Just sitting tight, ladies and gentlemen. Just sitting tight. That's all. Just sitting tight. Excuse that little, that was my YouTube. Sitting tight, being patient, just watching. And you know what? Maybe I sold lamb research up the river. Maybe I sold them up the, well, I still, just looking at the chart and knowing how I trade, I still don't think I would have took a trade early. Because where was I supposed to go? I wasn't going to get in 9:30. I'm not getting in 9:35. Not getting in 9:45 was the high, and I probably wouldn't have gotten in there. It split VWAP right about there, so I don't know, folks. Like if I were to get in, setup would have to be somewhere. Let's see here. Somewhere around this area, and we don't have a lot of room to go up before you might hit some resistance. So I probably wouldn't have gotten into this trade anyway. And I am going to take it off the screen. See what's next. It has nowhere. I mean, if it breaks the ORB, it might do something. But it just doesn't move fast enough for me. And I hate a 20-cent spread. So for that, I'm taking it off. And I'll just keep watching and I'll just keep waiting. Keep waiting. Who is going to make that? Who is going to get back up to their ORB high? Who is it? All of them? One of them? None of them? We'll see. We'll see. Some of these names have gone down below pre-market lows. SPY. Tesla has gone down below pre-market low, and it's going down to yesterday's low. Ugh. Ugh. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you see why you just got to exercise patience? You got to exercise patience. I think that contrary to folks and their conspiracy theories thinking that the market is out to get you individually, that's not the case. The market is out to get money and preserve money and try to return as much money they can back to their shareholders, or else they will go out of business. And when there's opportunity for them to take lots of profit, that's what they're doing. And that's what they're doing right now. And I can't find the numbers. I'm sure if you got Bloomberg, you can see the numbers, but I would love to see if somebody has something that differentiates retail from institutes so that you can know who is diving in off of the pre-market euphoria. I would love to see that, because I guarantee you right now, they are just somewhere champagning, destroying these early morning gains. And the early morning gains is going to have a lot of retail involved if you don't know what you're doing. Because when everything looks good and euphoric, like it's going to be a day run, oftentimes we jump in a little too early. And so what I'm looking at now, the S&P futures and the NQ futures, both of them are in lockstep with each other in terms of the 9 EMA hitting VWAP. Both still have positive CVD, meaning that buyers are more aggressive than the sellers right now. And usually when those two instruments start going back up, their 9 EMA starts pointing back up and their VWAP, that's when you'll start seeing the names happen in stocks. And when that happens, you want to be in the strongest name. All right, let's go through process of elimination. Every 10 minutes, somebody's getting cut based on process of elimination. So I've already cut Lamb Research. I'm not trading. I've already cut CoreWeave. So the only thing that's left is AVGo. And AVGo is 2.22. All right. So writing it down, AVGo 2.22. Okay. Now let's go over here and see. Let's see. Micron MU is still 1.9. That's plenty at 10, 11. I didn't put Marvell on the list, folks, which this is a stock I loved. Because the reason I didn't put it on the list is because so many times this stock, it'll burst up pre-market and then it'll fizzle away. But that was when the stock was under $100. Now let me put it on. Let me put it on the list and see what we're doing. It has a 1.89. 1.89. Damn it. This is the one. This is definitely the one. All right. 86. Where's the range? Pre-market is way up here. And what was this? Was the ORB. All right. Marvell, thank you for appearing. You've got almost everything I want. Good range. You've got, let's see here. You've got range from, you've got $3 a range, a good ATR, and your volume return. Yeah, folks, I'm gonna probably go ahead and take some Marvell. And with this Marvell, I am going to take 1,000 shares. I haven't clicked the button yet. Haven't clicked the button yet. The only thing is missing that I would like for it to have is positive CVD. The volume is coming. It's got good range. I would set my stop somewhere right here. It's not too far down. So the expected value is good. All right. Let me see if anything else is giving me a setup. No, 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 no. Nothing else has a setup. So Marvell it is. Let's check the VIX before we take this trade. VIX is still good. That's still good. Marvell is a great relative volume. Not doing Lamb Research. All right, I'm in Marvell with 1,000 shares at 114. 114.46. So let me put 114.46. Move my line right there. All right, turn that green. And I will make my stop. Let's see here. You want a little room to grow. So I will put my stop at about 1. So just below the 9. If it doesn't do anything below that 9, then I need to get out. So I'm going to put my stop at about 113, probably 75. And let me make that red. Let me get my screen share for my data crunching. All right, now let me set my stop. Stop set at 113.75. All right, got my stop set. And if it can give me a push, I will take half shares in just a second. So my stop is just below the 9 that's still pointing up. It's stair-stepping up the CVD. That's what you want to see. This is probably where everybody is at because it's got good expected range. Everybody else was tanking. All right, so I'm up right now. I'm going to soon take some profit because I don't give back profits. I'm going to take half this time, folks. I'm trying to follow my rules and do the right thing, and let the runners run. So I'm going to take half in just a second. I'm just watching structure, watching structure, watching structure, watching structure. This stock gave me everything I wanted, except for I wish the CVD was positive, but it was going up. Volume return was good. All right, let me get ready to take some profit. I'm already green in this thing, but I've got to learn to let my runners run. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take, I'm in for 1,000. I'm gonna take, let's just say I'm gonna take 700, and then I'm gonna let the rest run. I can trust that, and then I'll move my stop up to pretty much break even. So right now I'm sitting at we're up $400. My first pool of income is going to be, you know what? I'm gonna take 600. I don't want because this thing could keep running back up to higher day, and I've been telling myself I got to do better. So I'm gonna take 600 instead of 700. Structure hasn't broken yet. We're still pushing up. Keep on pushing. Keep pushing. Right now we're sitting on $400. Well, we was, but it keeps bouncing around. But no need to panic yet. The CVD is still moving up toward the buyer's end. All right, I got to take some profit here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting on $400 in total profit. Got to take a little something. So, well, I still haven't hit the button. Still haven't hit the button. No need to panic just yet. No need to panic. Still not going to panic. But this is usually why I'll be trying to get out so quick, folks, because I get torn up seeing stuff come back down more than I do it going up. And you know what, folks? Honestly, this could just be the market makers just accumulating, and they're about to make their next push right back up. That's what this could be. It didn't run down real fast and sharp. It didn't. It gradually came down. So this just could have been them just accumulating, taking a quick breath before they give you the next leg up. And that right there spooked me enough that I have moved my take profit size to 700 shares instead of just leaving it at 600, because I'm trying to learn to trust my runners. Push on back up there, y'all. Push on back up there. Push, 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 push. Push on back up there. This time I'll go ahead. Once you get back up right around that area, hopefully that's not resistance. Could be. We'll see. But I will be taking some profits this time. I ain't about to sit around here and play, because I do really think that this was just the market's just taking a breath, accumulating, about to go ahead and make that next push back up. Damn it. Would you go? CVD is still stair stepping up progressively. I don't like that it's looking like it's trying to come down. Let's see what the volume doing. What is volume doing? Volume is still coming in. So, folks, I think that this was just a moment. The markets was just like, okay, let us take a breather. Let us, chunk away a little bit and accumulate, and we'll give you your next push back up. So let's see what we get, man. Let's see what we get. This time, folks, I'm trying to trust my runner. I think I have found my winner, and so I'm gonna dip out with 700 initial, and then I'm gonna let some ride. Remember, I'm in at 114.46. I've got my buttons ready to take 700 shares, and then I'm gonna let 300 ride and see where we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't want to. Here we go. Looks like we're going to get that push back up. Good little bottom tail. I like that. Like that. Like that. All right, here we go. Is that resistance right there, folks? That's some kind of little bit of resistance. That might be the area of resistance, folks. I didn't take any profit on that bump either. Volume is slowing down, and that's always a key indicator for me. And so I'm still gonna trust my process. Structure hasn't broken yet, but I am gonna go ahead and get green and stop playing around. I'm sitting green right now at what am I sitting green at? $200, but that has been my average this week. But I still don't think that this thing is done yet. So I'm gonna just let it. I'm just trying to be patient. As long as that CVD is still green and stair stepping up, there's no need to panic just yet. No need to panic. But I don't like this slow crawl mess. So I am going to get ready to take something off the table, and then I'll let something run. All right, I took 800 off the table, and somewhere around that'll put me somewhere around 200 in profit. And now I'm going to move my stop up. Look at that damn thing. Make me sick. Make me sick. So let me move my stop up to right about what's just below the sticking point. I don't want to be that low. I'll move it to just below this level, 114.19. So for my last 200 shares, let me set a stop of 114. No, you break even. You don't be stupid. So I'm gonna set my stop at 114.40. All right. So that way, I really can't lose at this point. So 114.40. All right. So let me screen share. Let me get a screenshot of this. And now I've got 200 riding, ladies and gentlemen. 200 riding. There's 200 shares riding. And the issue I've been having with my trading is trusting it. Is trusting it. And so there's pretty much, with me taking 800 shares at the profit level I just took, even with my stop sitting right there, I'm still going to be green. It's just a matter of can my runner keep running? And right now, structure might break. CVD has still not gone negative yet. I mean, positive yet. Excuse me. And when you see that the candle is green, but the CVD is red and it's controlled by sellers, that is telling you something. But for the sake of, I've got to get better with this runner, I will keep moving my runner up progressively. So if this candle can hold up and it don't stomp me out, I'm gonna move it up. But it looks like that area right up in there, folks, that looks like it's an area of resistance. So let me show you. It's not breaking this area. If it breaks this area, my runner might make it all the way back up to pre-market high. Pre-market high was 117.77. And that's where I was thinking we might would go. So like I said, I've got my stop just a little below my break even. My break even for all my shares was 114.46. That was my break even. And my stop for 200 shares still riding is 114.39. So I'm just gonna trust it. I'm gonna just keep moving it up. We're not gonna do nothing stupid. Just gonna trust it. End of the day, folks, I was still able to find high quality stock to trade. I'm green already, but I'm just not in a point where I want to sit here. I saw it slowing down around this area. And so I wasn't going to just wait. So I took some profit right around in this area. And I didn't take it all because I'm trying to trust this whole let your runners run thing. Because if this thing goes up a whole nother dollar, folks, that's 200 more bucks. But the way it's slowing up and slowing down, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And if this thing doesn't turn around, I might lose on my runner. It looks like I'm about to get stomped out. Looks like I'm about to get stomped out. It looks like I'm about to get stomped out. Yep, it took me out. All right, folks. So it took me out. It didn't break structure, but because let's see what's going on over here. Everything's still okay, but let me show you my trade. I trusted my runner, and I can't be upset because that's what I got to do. So let me pull this over. Oops. All right, so this is what I did. I jumped in with 1,000 shares. I sold 800 in the strength. That gave me 296 bucks. So when you take out the fee, 292, and you subtract 5 more for that fee, so that brings me down to about what 280 87, and then you subtract 15 more. So I made about 270 bucks so far today, folks. Can't complain. I mean, I'm chopping at the tree, nice and slow, nice and easy. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and screenshot this, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna screenshot my exit. Bring this back, pull you back over here, and then screenshot my exit. And you just be happy you trusted structure, and you just be happy that you was able to recognize an area where things was getting stuck. And you still have room to go check everything else to see what's going on. And you can take solace in you made a good choice. You made the best choice of what you had. Looks like Google is about to make a comeback, which we still can take a trade if we want to. Amazon looked like it might make a comeback. And then Micron. So your day, folks, is still not over. Your day is still not over. And now you go back and here you check relative volumes again. And you see who's got the lead again. And see, did you see how just by checking relative volumes, folks, I was able to find Marvell? Because it didn't make my list initially. And because it hung around this long with good relative volume, boom, there you go. So Micron is still at 1.64. That's room to grow. Marvell is still pretty good, so I won't take it down. Meta has a 1.87, but the chart is terrible. Google looks like that's going to be the best trade if I can get my hands on that one at the right time. AMD is already off. Amazon is hanging in there. Amazon 1.71. SPY is hanging in there with a 1.68. I know NVIDIA is off. Yeah, NVIDIA is gone. So we'll just click that off the list. And Tesla, I don't like to trade it anyway. And with that level of relative volume, comes off my list. When you've got too many other names that have stronger relative volume. And so I guess this is gonna be it for me. Micron, Meta, Google, Amazon, SPY, and AVGO. Micron, Amazon, AVGO, Google. Let's see what is AVGO. What is your volume? It's still got a 2.0, the best of the best right there. So boom. Let me see, did Marvell make a move? Nope. See, folks, I trust the structure. I trusted the structure and it broke structure. That means the trade was done. Take you down. Meta, SPY, Google, AVGO, Amazon. Man. Wow. The rest of this stuff is ugly, ladies and gentlemen. Ugly. The one that's got the most participation, if we arrange them in order of participation, is AVGO, it's Meta. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's Google. Now, remember, Google and AVGO are the two that had news yesterday. Partnership. And then after Google comes Meta. Okay, got Meta. And then after Meta comes Amazon. And then after Amazon, based on relative volume, is SPY. with Micron bringing up the tail. So, folks, this is why you have to come sit down each and every day and not have a whole lot of expectation, because you can come in here where everything looks like it's going to be your way and you don't catch anything, especially unless you like this short. And I'm not a short trader yet. I haven't developed that skill yet. I'm still just trying to get the hang of mastering going long. Google is giving me the pattern I like, but it hasn't gotten to a safety position yet. And Broadcom, I mean, I think you almost need to take that off the list. That chart is ugly. Unless I'm going to sit here all morning, which I'm not, I could get up and walk away having made $275 a day putting this puzzle together. And the puzzle for me today was one who almost got off my list, which was Marvell. At one point in time, I was up total shares. I was up at one point in time 500 with Marvell. And you don't know immediately. I probably should have took my profit then. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I still walked away green, but could have been more green. And for me, folks, this is just chopping wood. Just chopping wood, getting through this evaluation. I'm getting there. There ain't no need to rush. There's going to be more every day you come to the marketplace is an opportunity. And for me, this is day number 71 of finding the right stop and making the right choice, and at the very least getting green, minus the fees. Right now, they're talking about the deal Anthropic has got with Amazon, Google, Broadcom, Apple, NVIDIA, and they're calling it Project Glasswing, the opposite of Darkwing Duck. Good morning, Michelle Wadler, and good morning, Rashonda, who's a longtime subscriber from my big channel. I hope you guys are able to hear me say good morning. I appreciate you both. Please share me. You've got to see how I run my stock system. You've got to see me take another successful trade. Could have made more, but green is always good. And if either one of you guys want to get a one-on-one with me and just learn my whole system, link is in description. It's right here on the screen. Check me out. I would love to see you guys make the money I'm making, because at the end of the day, if you can just be consistent making $200, $300, $400 a day, that's life-changing money. Just got to be consistent with it. Got to have the rules with it. Just got to be consistent. Again, if you're just getting here, I took a trade on Marvell. It went through my process of elimination. I won on it. If you want to get a one-on-one with me to learn my system, there's the link on the screen. Link is in the video description. The prop firm I'm using is Trade the Pool, and we can have a good conversation about how I'm coming to these conclusions. And I think the scary thing for new traders that would scare me on a day like today, everything coming into the market looked great. Everything. The news that Trump did the 2-week ceasefire, all the data was looking good. So let's go over here and look. So the VIX, which is the index of fear, is great. And when it's a minus, that means that markets are willing to put on risk. Your NQ and ES futures are green. And then if you come down here and you check SPY, it's green. And the triple Qs, which is the ETF that represents tech, that's green. So everything looks good coming into the market. You men got your little wee-wees on a hard pointing to the sky. And then you get into the market and this happens. That's why you just got to be patient. Everybody who thought that this thing was going to keep going up all day is getting chopped up. So that's why I say, people, We retail traders, we are the sailboat, and the market makers are the Titanic. You don't want to get in front of the Titanic. You want to catch the tailwind of the Titanic and be beside it or behind it, not being the iceberg that gets in front of it. That's why I always say you just got to wait, be patient, and wait for the right opportunity and the right setup. And Marvell was the patient wait today. And it looks like, folks, that's going to be it for morning action. I told y'all I don't sit at the desk all day, and maybe that's to my detriment. Maybe I should be sitting at the desk all day. Like if there was ever a day to sit at the desk all day, today is the conditions to do it. But I don't. I go and I handle the rest of my YouTube work. I go work out. I'm still making a transition in my life. I still got other stuff to do. Now, of course, stocks is my primary. I love it. It's the biggest money opportunity I'm dealing with, other than my real estate and YouTube channels. But just being versed and learning how to get in and get out positively each and every day with stocks, that's life-changing for you. That is a life changer. And the part that I'm working on improving on right now myself is either getting in, get green, and let the runner do its job, which I did today, and it didn't do its job today. The one day that I decide not to let the runner, the one day I have faith in my runner, I got stopped out properly. Or I've got to learn to start just saying, look, if it hits XY number, 400, 500, 600, whatever, just take it all and run and not worry about the runner. Got to figure that out. Right now, I'm still in the mindset, get in and get green. But that mindset has also caused me to make some mistakes. I've made more mistakes losing money on runners than I've made mistake runners getting me stopped out. So I would have to say that over time, letting the runner run is going to make me more money than it has cost me, because once I'm green, I'm green. I'm green, and I always set my stop once I get green near break even or just under it. And if you do like I do, let's just say I'm using 1,000 shares. Today I jumped in with 1,000 shares. I got green. I pulled 700 shares, and I was going to let 200 run. I was comfortable with 200, and I got stomped out. So it happens. But either way, some of the important things is knowing what stock to get into, and then what's the right opportunity to get in that instrument. So now I'm being patient. I'm seeing what Google is going to do. I am tempted to just call it a day. You know, $275 is not bad. I mean, it ain't go to the club, make it rain money, which I wouldn't be doing that anyway. But you just add that up every day for 20 days. What's the math on that? Let me see. 275 times 20. That's $5,500. That is better than some salaries in America. Way better. You just got to be consistent with it. Be consistent about it. And I could have honestly, I could have taken 1,500 shares on Marvell, but I didn't. And today, ladies and gentlemen, is a full share size day for me. And so I still dropped the ball in that regard. I'm still playing it safe. That base hit I just got, that could have been double, but I'm still playing it safe. I'm wood chopping my way up to this evaluation, and I'm gonna get it. And then when I get it, watch out. You guys are seeing a trader who hasn't made $1 million in trading yet, but feeling pretty good about my knowledge and getting to the point where I will be making $1 million. And folks, that's when these rates to get me one-on-one is going to go up. So if you want to learn something now while I'm like $25, you better get me now. Because when I start getting $250,000 and stuff like that, them rates is going to go up. I'm just being patient, folks. I might be close to shutting it down for the day. I'll hang around till 11 and see if anything is going to give me another move. I'll check to see where the markets are sitting at, who is the best thing to go. But right now, um, nobody's trying to go back up. Nobody. Not even old trusty spy. The shorts are destroying this thing. Amazon is holding. Meta's going down. Google is trying to come back up. AVGO is getting destroyed. Let me go back and see what Marvell is doing. Let me go back and see. Nope. You guys see why that stop is so important? That stop that I set was when Marvell started breaking structure. See right there? CBD went red, flattened out, and then started going down. So my read that resistance was here in this area was good. And that's why I took profit right around in there. And then I set my stop right at break even. I saw it. So I got in at the right time to make a little bit of money. And I was able to just kind of read this resistance area fast enough to know, okay, you better go. And then made a pretty good choice by setting my stop just below my break even. But the reason I still made money was because my break even shares was basically triple what I let run. I took 800 shares on the green and I let 200 run and I got stomped out. And now it's all going to hell in a fiery handbasket. Kind of handbasket. The only way we can survive it is if we are Hulk or Thor, maybe even Iron Man. This market, boy. This market and Taco Trump. I like these setups that are coming because I told you guys I love to trade VWAP compression, meaning it's going down, 9 reclaim, meaning the 9 EMA comes back up and passes it. And then I go for confirmation at that point. That's one of my bread and butter setups. But nobody is really forming it just yet. And this could be a midday thing. It could be. It really, really could be. I'm not sure. But I'm just glad I was able to get in and get out with something. I actually made more today than I made on any of my trades previous this week. All my other trades have been right around 200, 225. So look, we're shaping up to a good week, honestly. This is looking like it's going to be a better than $1,000 week. And the market is due, ladies and gentlemen. It is due to give us what we want as traders sometime this week, because it hasn't done it all week long. And even with this Trump good news, you see these guys are selling off, taking those early profits. And if tomorrow is red, Friday might be a roaring green day for long traders like me and that can take profit because they went backwards so much today. Mean reversion type situation. I guess I should start cleaning up some of my charts to be ready for tomorrow. But this, I might be calling it a day, folks. I just might be calling it a day. Another thing about trading is understanding when to walk away versus just sitting around thinking I've got to trade. And believe me, the situation I'm in is one that merits you better sit here and trade all day. But that's when you've got pressure from whatever it is, bills, divorce, kids. Maybe you and your spouse got into it. Maybe you had a bad day at your other job if you got another job. Maybe you're on a fitness quest. It's not going the way you're going. You bring all that in here into this office, it can have you blowing an account in one day. And that's why you guys hear me do my Martin Lawrence woosah breathing exercises to calm down. I do not understand how the stock traders, the white dudes in the 80s was doing cocaine and sitting up here making money unless they had insider information. I don't. Because me just coming from the gym doing cardio this morning, my heart was racing because I am thinking, man, I'm about to blow it up today. I'm about to make $2,000, $3,000 today. But in my mind, I knew you don't know that. Don't have an expectation. Just take what the market gives you. Like they say in football, take what the defense gives you. You take what the market gives you. And the market ain't gave us nothing. Not really. It gave me this one trade right here on Marvell that netted me basically $300, which I am not complaining. Like I said, you add those up each and every day, you're doing great. I mean, you are like you're halfway to 10,000 a month. You just got to be consistent with it. And I'm on a 6-month green streak and a 71-day picking the right stock streak. 71 days. Basically 71 days of profit. Now, I did mess up one day where I had won on a stock and I was frustrated that I put my runner too tight and then I got booted out when the thing was running. And then I decided, no, F this, man, I'm getting back in. And so I lost that day because I got back in. Still made the right decision on the stock. Still was green initially, $200. And then it kept running without me and I got frustrated. I was like, I'm getting back in and got chopped up. So that happens, but you just got to mitigate it. You can't let the losses outdo the wins. And so we'll see, man, if this ceasefire talk goes good, which I hope it does. Tired of seeing people's lives being played with. For when people say political gain, let's just keep it what it is. Financial gain. That's all policy is. Policy is putting things in place to make someone money, depending upon who it is, to make someone money. That's policy. And oftentimes, money will trump human beings. And I hate that. I don't like that. So I want them to get this shit together and let's get a real deal ceasefire and let's just try to get our hands around inflation, these gas prices, and really get America to a point where everybody can be living comfortably. Not none of this bull jive, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, work 1,100 jobs. No. Where everybody can be doing well. Folks, for some reason, I'm feeling like I'm having deja vu. Like I'm feeling like I remember sitting here, the market doing this guy that just came on CNBC talking to Carl Quintanilla. I feel like I've had that vision. And I feel like I remember staying here trading at 12 and then I took a trade and it went like $12,000 or something. Should that be enough for me to sit here the rest of the day? Probably not, because that could have just been some wild, speculative hippocampus thing in my dream. So I ain't going to be sitting here that long. And if I were to sit here, the only thing that looks like it's going to do anything is either Amazon or Google. Everything else is in shorts hell. Now let's go see relative volumes real quick. Broadcom still has a good relative volume, but relative volume shows participation of institutes. but it doesn't show you the direction they're going. So that's why you still got to read the chart. You want to know where are they? Where are the institutes? Because you don't want to get chopped up. But you also got to be able to understand the chart so you know which direction they're going. So AVGO it still has a good, let me see what CoreWeave is doing. CoreWeave will be out for me. Man, this damn Intel. Like, I can't trade Intel. And Intel every day has a great relative volume. Let me pull it up on the chart. I just can't trade it, man, because it's not enough. It doesn't give me a good enough expected value for the way I like to trade. But let me pull it up anyway. Let me see if normally what Intel does, it looks good. You know how y'all see that girl in the gym that looks good, and then you go and say something to her. And if you're not Barack Obama or you're not the right guy she wants to get attention from, you get chopped up. By the time it opens, that's what Intel does. INTC. Let's see here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It did have a nice little run early. It did. But no smart trader are chasing any of the. You might chase this candle. You might chase this first big box candle because that is pretty well. It's got a bottom and a topping tail, but it's small. You would chase that, but most people wouldn't chase it because the RSI on that thing is 76. It's a good candle, but it's a 76 RSI, and it's at 940, which means the average good trader is not going to take this candle. You're going to wait for this one. And then by this time, the RSI is 81. Professional traders is not taking that. They're not. Unless, they, half share it, quarter share it. They're not taking that. It goes up for a little while. So if you took the risk, you made some money, and then the 9 EMA compresses and is about to come through VWAP. Nope. That's why I don't fool around with it, man. I do not fool around with it. The ATR is 33 cents, which is kind of the range of which way it might move in either direction. So for me, I could take 2,000 and I could take almost 4,000 shares of this stock. And today, a day like today is my max share day. So no, I wouldn't do none of that. Now, if it decides to come back, let me see, this is the ORB. Where are you? Right there. This is the ORB, the opening range high. And a lot of people's whole system is based on opening range, break, and retest. So it set the range, it broke it, came back, and now it's got to retest it. So, I mean, and it's got positive CVD. So, I mean, maybe sit here and watch it, even though I don't want to. Sit here and watch it till noon. We'll see what happens. But just for the time's sake of, I don't want these streams to go too long, I'm probably going to end the stream. If I take any more shares, I will update you guys in my recap for today. But Intel is worth keeping on the scanner and keeping an eye on, I'm not going to lie. And today, I'm not in a big rush to go anywhere, so I might just keep sitting here trading. But I just don't want my live stream to go too long and bore people. But if you look at this, AVGO, that's done. Google looked like it's about to be done. And remember, these two had paired news yesterday. Meta, nope. Amazon, nope. SPY, definitely not. Micron, definitely not. Marvell has a chance to do what I just talked about that Intel has a chance of doing. But first, let's go see what the relative volume is of Marvell before we give it that much credit. Marvell. Yeah, Marvell still has a good relative volume for 11 o'clock. And That and Intel have the two best charts. And right here is a very, very safe area. If you can get good confirmation, this would be a safe area to take a trade. You just need to see how it behaves around VWAP. Can it come back and reclaim VWAP and the 9 EMA start going back up? And if it can do that, then your first obstacle of resistance is going to be $57.16, most likely. And then if it can break that, it can probably run, it'll have room to run back up to 57.71. So a little more than $1. And the ATR is 32 cents. So you just would have to be patient and see how it behaves in this area. And it's positive CVD, pretty high positive CVD. So you know what? I'll sit here and I'll entertain y'all and I'll watch this. Let me get rid of, I'll keep Intel and Marvell. So let me get rid of Micron. You're not giving me the set. Well, there you go, Marvell. SPY, you're not giving me what I want. Maybe Amazon comes back. Meta, you're not hot today. Google, you keep teasing us. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens, folks. Negative CVD, so that's not number one. Negative CVD, not number one. Negative CVD, but making a scale back up. I would need to see what the next candle does because this could be that pick back up time. Intel is tripping. It hasn't made a run yet. So the two to watch is Marvell, and it's getting ready to break the opening range. And so I would watch this candle like a hawk, and I'm using the 5-minute chart in case I've never said it before. I'll watch this area to see how it behaves, see if it's going to go past the opening range. And if it does, I might take another trade on Marvell. I just might. But not with a lot of share size. Even though today is a max share day for me, I'm still probably not going to take because it's negative CVD. So that's a confluence I must have. And if I don't, I'm usually not going to take max share. And Intel looked like it's getting ready to make its return of the MAC. All right, so we're watching. We're watching. There's Marvell. Volume is coming in. Intel, Marvell. Marvell has 81 ATR. You've got 34. And you don't have that much range to go. You got $1. You've got 81. And your high of day was 114.88. It is these two. And now I'm in my brain, I'm trying to crunch data. If I get into either one of them, I'm not going to probably let a runner run. The minute I get green, I'm getting out. They both have already, they've both shown you where they're going to cap out at. Intel, no. We've got a hammer, previous last candle, a hammer, previous last candle here. All right. Let's see here. Marvell has a 2-cent spread. Intel has a 1 cent spread. Oh, let me sit up. Keep reading the data. Keep reading volume. Read the data, read the volume. So the 9 EMA is pointing up with Marvell versus with Intel is trading sideways. And volume is, let's see here, a little slow on Intel. Well, no, actually volume is beating Marvell right now on Intel, but the 9 is not my friend yet. Oh, I think it's going to be Marvell. That's the compression. That's the compression candle I like to see. I already got in previous to this. I got in at 46. And so Marvell, I'm gonna come back. I'll try another 1,000 shares in just a second. Let me see how confirmation goes. It's pretty safe. Oh man, ouch. And volume is coming in at a rate that I like. So, ladies and gentlemen, Intel is coming back too. Okay. And Intel has positive. Oh no, it didn't do nothing. So here's another thing. What you can do. You can also wait for the third candle, but that third candle would put you a little bit further away from a safe stopping point. So I'm going to take Marvell, y'all. I'm going to take it. This is lower than what I got in the first time. I think it's got room to get back up to higher day. Same time, I don't want to be stupid and lose money when I've already made money on this thing. I'm just kind of watching volume right now, and volume is stalling. It's not accelerating. Well, there goes the acceleration. There was a little accumulation. I didn't take the trade yet. I might as well just take that off the screen. Take Google off the screen. I didn't take the trade yet, y'all. I'm contemplating. I'm contemplating, folks. When I contemplate, I'm going to wait for the third candle. And if you remember my rule, the third candle, I need to see by 3 minutes 50% volume return of the previous candle is what I need to see. So whenever I get into a situation where I'm thinking, because things are just kind of, they're not lining up 100% the way I want them, I just wait for confirmation. There's no need to just rush in, especially when I'm already green. There's no need to rush in. So that could have been a head fake. These beautiful, beautiful women called stocks do head fakes all the time. That's why you've got to have level upon level of confirmation. So my hesitation was volume wasn't coming in fast enough. The CVD is still negative. It just crossed VWAP. We don't know if it's going to hold it yet. And so that's why I said I would wait for a third candle. And if that third candle can have 50% volume within 3 minutes of this one, convincingly, not like struggling, that would be a trade. And so that's why I waited. Now we'll see what happens. It's time for the new candle. And you always take that trade above the previous candle. So yeah, it looks like my patience played out, because I would be biting my teeth right now, upset. Mad. Yang, 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 yang. Mad. So yeah, it looks like the wheel is stalling. Folks, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it a day. No need to sit here and tease myself. So I'm going to call it a day. Let me pull up my screen for you guys to see. This was my only trade for today in Trade the Pool. I took Marvell early, 1,000 shares, got in, got green, made 296 bucks. I let 200 ride right at the break-even point. And on those 200 shares, I lost 15 bucks if you include the fees. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it, man, for my live stream. 3 straight days you guys have come and made money with me, watch me make money. Again, if you have questions, you want to get a one-on-one with how I've come up with this system, there's the link in the video description. If you want to help building your own process, book a one-on-one with Mont. And it's dirt cheap right now, but when I start getting quarter millions, y'all, you better watch out. And you can also get that Trade the Pool if you don't want to risk your own money. And I highly recommend, don't risk your money while you're learning. Just get a Trade the Pool account and test your theories here. You don't risk your own capital here. You develop your system here. Then once you get approved here, you make money. Then you can go back into your real account. It's a great way to protect yourself as you're learning and moving on the way up. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like it, folks. Comment, subscribe. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I am out. See you guys tomorrow.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.